What is the Cost Performance Index?
The Cost Performance Index or CPI is a measure of how well the project is doing in terms of spending the project budget. It is a comparison of the actual expenditures to the work that was accomplished. The index is a value that allows projects of different sizes to be compared. Tell me more. The Cost Performance Index is like the cost variance discussed previously with one important difference. When we calculated the cost variance, the result was a figure in dollars. If the dollars were a negative number, the variance was considered bad, and if the dollars were positive, the variance was considered good. The problem with this method is that it is difficult to compare projects of different sizes to one another. It would be better to have a measure that gave the health of the project regardless of its size. For this purpose we will use indexes. Instead of subtracting the actual cost of work performed from the budgeted cost of work performed as we did when we calculated the cost variance, we will divide the same two numbers. We can see that if the project is following its plan, the amount of work accomplished and the amount of money spent to accomplish it are the same, and the resulting value will be 1. So, an index of 1 means that the project is following its project plan. If the actual cost is greater than what is being accomplished, the denominator in the fraction will be larger than the numerator, and the resulting value will be less than 1. This is generally considered to be a bad condition. If the actual cost is less than what is being accomplished, the resulting number will be greater than 1 and this is considered to be good. Of course, any deviation from the project plan is bad even if the deviation is considered favorable. We should investigate to determine why this condition exists. Example: 2 projects have their cost performance index calculated. Both projects are 10% over budget at the time of the calculation. Project 1 has a budget of $1 million, and Project 2 has a budget of $10,000. These budget figures are the amounts that should have been spent as of today's date. We will assume that the project is on schedule at this point in time. What is the cost performance index for each? Project 1 is over budget by 10% of its budget or $100,000. Project 2 is also over budget by 10% of its budget or $1,000. The BCWP is $1 million for Project 1. The ACWP is $1,100,000 for Project 1, $1 million plus $100,000. The BCWP is $10,000 for Project 2. The ACWP is $11,000 for Project 2, $10,000 plus $1,000. The cost variance for Project 1 is $1 million. $1,100,000 or minus $100,000. The cost variance for Project 2 is $10,000, $11,000 or $1,000. The CPI for Project 1 is $1 million, $1,100,000 or 0.909. The CPI for Project 2 is $10,000. $11,000 or 0.909. Notice that the size of the project does not make any difference in the calculation of the index. Projects that are each behind 10% have the same value for their cost performance index. This makes assessing the health or sickness of projects of different sizes much easier.